Hey everybody, this is Captain Kyle. I have a special third-party, kind of a knockoff review for you guys. It's a very neat version of Optimus Prime who changes into an alligator or a crocodile. I've never been able to tell the difference. And I'm gonna go over this guy with you and we're gonna see if he's any good. Be right back. So this is one of those things that I saw on AliExpress and I'm like, wait, they have an Optimus Prime-ish transformer, as you can see him right there, but he changes into an alligator. And I'm sure you're probably thinking the same thing I'm thinking if you're that into G1, City of Steel. When he was deconstructed and the Constructicons made an alligator version of him, they put his legs in a closet. His head was basically a trophy, and he had an arm attached to something. Now, obviously his legs are actually part of this, but still the alligator part, and it's a headmaster, make it even better. So it's a cool looking box, some great artwork. I don't know if it was, again, stolen or if they have some really good art people. And it shows the different modes on the back. And I know this is not a Versus review, but it says it's Versus on the top. And it reverses the Versus on the bottom, which is kind of weird. But this is Fight Super Mech Life versus VS05 Head Warrior. We're not even gonna touch that one. It also says it's the Head Warrior Cool One, and it's VS05B. I believe VS05 is actually in Skullcruncher colors, but this is Commander. It says the Rebirth. All kinds of headmaster references in here. It actually comes with two guns. I like the black one. That's what I'm using here. And the tail becomes this awesome sword and the head pops off, which you can show as an itty bitty guy. There you go with him. Ooh. Or you could just keep in head mode and have it try to control its body. Now he's not huge in size. He's maybe about the size of the Robot Master version of Optimus. Maybe a little bit taller, but again, it's a pretty cool toy. He's got great articulation. Yes, the full Jean-Claude Van Damme. He bends at the knee. He can point his toe, though it looks kind of oddly disjointed there. He could do side kicks. He could do back kicks. He could do ballet. He could do yoga. He could do all kinds of stuff. The arms have a lot of articulation. They're not quite ball joints, but he can pretty much put his shoulders up to his ears and anywhere in between. The shoulders move up and down. Obviously bends at the elbow and you can swivel. And he doesn't turn at the wrist, but again, the swiveling pretty much takes care of that. Even as a headmaster, you can turn his head so he can look in different ways. But yeah, it's a really interesting version of the character, just because, as I said, City of Steel. I like him overall. He's got this alligator-ish gun, and of course the tail does become that sword, as I mentioned earlier. He's got his jaws on the back, so let's actually see what he looks like as an alligator. I do like that they stole the engineering concept from Hasbro, or was it the other way around, where you could actually put in the head and it does have that swivel area here. The transformation is pretty clever. The feet swing around. These alligator feet swing out. The fists go inside the arms. And you actually push the shoulders forward for his front legs. The blue gun actually attaches to the back there. And on that you can attach this blue shield. And the gun also has a little post for the sword. So when it is in alligator mode, you can obviously use the black gun as well, but blue just kind of matches. He has an articulated tail that goes back and forth a little bit, though it will fall off if you aren't careful. You gotta kind of really press it down on that post. He's got these legs. This is not probably the most anatomically correct crocodile alligator, but it's still, considering City of Steel, a great piece. Just imagine if Optimus had to deal with this reconfigured form of himself and it transformed into a robot and he just attached his head. He became a headmaster far earlier. That would have been kind of cool. But it is a pretty cool looking figure. Great conversation piece. You can turn this head from side to side. You can open up the jaws. Take a bite out of Hound or Mirage or any of those guys. Now there is the one that is in Skullcruncher colors if you want to get that one, but I just like the Optimus version. It is interesting on the back that it has, this is display of weapons, this is toy display, this is warrior mode, and this is state in driving. Now, like most headmasters, it does have an area where you can put the driver, so you can open up the back and put the Optimus Prime headmaster guy inside if you want, or you can just have one of the Autobots carry it around and start wrestling. It was only about $16, but then it was like $10 shipping to get this guy plus tax, so it was like 27 bucks. I think it's neat. It's up to you if you feel it's worth it. It's not the most quality toy, but it's not falling apart. You can drop it and it doesn't break. And it is a pretty clever version of the character, whether you get it for the Skullcruncher or the City of Steel Optimus. So there he is with the one black gun and the one blue gun with the cover, so I guess as a shield. And you just gotta put the sword away. Doesn't have a sheath, but like I said, very cool figure. I will put a link down in the description for you. And while you're waiting for this guy to show up, you can of course check out these other videos right over here. If you haven't already, you can subscribe down there, hit that notification bell. And there's our socials over there. If you'd like to follow us on there, that'd be great. We'll see you next time, and as always, have fun and good hunting.